everyone. Good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. We're trying to bring some of the sunshine vibes.
That's why we wore the yellow today.
That's exactly why we wore the yellow today, because meteorologist Thomas Patrick is telling us about another beautiful spring day here in the Inland Northwest.
I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
It is going to be awesome. I was able to open up the windows yesterday, get a lot of fresh air into the house, and I'm just going to keep them open for today as well. It is a little bit cool first thing this morning, though even warmer yet compared to yesterday. We're at 46, which is our low temperature so far today in Spokane, and even that doesn't feel all that cold now, does it? Now, once we get to that sunshine in just a half an hour, it's going to be uphill fast from here. There are a handful of some cooler spots. I do see 32 in Deer Park and 31 in St. Mary's, so those two spots at or below the freezing mark. Not unusual, but there are more 40s than not on the temperature readings right now. Our day planner is all sunshine, so to match Tim and Channing's ensemble for today, lots of yellow will be out there. 62 for the lunch hour, and then up to near 70 degrees this afternoon.
Now to an update on a story we first brought you as breaking news yesterday here on Up with KREM. An investigation continues this morning after Spokane police officers shot and killed a man at the scene of a house fire Sunday night. Spokane police say a man there on scene was not cooperative and started walking away. When officers tried to detain him, SPD says he fired a gun. Officers returned fire and killed him. The homeowner tells KREM 2 News multiple tenants live in that house. She says leading up to the fire, tensions among the people living there were high.
And look how now it looks totally night and day. Totally. It's like being bombed.
Spokane Fire is still investigating the cause of the fire, but investigators do have suspicions it's arson. The Spokane Police Department also put 2 officers on administrative leave because of their involvement in the shooting. The names of those officers and the man they killed have not been released. We'll let you know when we find out.
On Monday morning, a group of animal advocates gathered outside of Scraps to protest the euthanization of 2 dogs. The group told KREM 2 it should be a violation of the shelter's city contract. Last year, the Spokane City Council passed an ordinance prohibiting euthanasia if it's due to lack of shelter space. And the protesters say that they're worried about the number of dogs being put down and the lack of transparency from Scraps.
We also want to encourage people to come and adopt dogs today to get them out of Scraps. There's not a dog in Scraps that is safe at this point with this leadership.
Scraps told us that euthanizing the dogs had nothing to do with shelter space. Instead, they say the dogs were aggressive towards people and other animals and had a history of harming others. One had already killed a cat and some chickens. Spokane County leaders say the decision to humanely euthanize animals is not something they take lightly.
In our ongoing Boomtown series, we take a closer look at the new projects and growth in our region. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is in the newsroom this morning. And Brandon, you and photojournalist Nathan Brand drove to Post Falls, where there's an emerging neighborhood right off of Post Falls. And this is something that I've actually had my eye on.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Tim. And during that drive on I-90, you've got to be paying close attention because you might just pass it without noticing what is coming to life.
Breathe in at the top.
Progress takes time.
Good.
Something true at the gym.
One more.
And also in the field of construction. At Shift Fitness, you can focus on yourself, or you can watch a neighborhood being built right in front of your eyes.
Being the first business here, we get to watch all of the progression take place. We get to meet all of the people. We get to be part of it from the ground up.
Welcome to the magical world of Millworks, a new, self-sustaining, half-finished, walkable neighborhood in a city that's not exactly walkable.
Not everybody knows about it. You know, this strip right here, 4th Avenue between Idaho Street and Celtice, not a lot of people drive down this way. I mean, they don't necessarily have a reason to.
Location can make or break any business, especially when it seems like you're surrounded by more construction workers than clients.
Kind of lonely. We're excited. We were super excited to see the bookstore bistro come in.
You wouldn't expect a bookstore bistro in an unknown part of town to be so immensely popular, it causes a parking shortage. But that's what's happening.
Super busy too, so obviously they're drawing a nice crowd. Very family friendly. as well.
We both have little ones, same age, and we're excited to bring them back here.
Kindred & Co. can only be described as an Instagram mom's dream.
The moment this place opened, it just blew up all over Facebook, Instagram, all my friends sharing it.
Whether it was the attention to detail, the spaciousness of the building, or just the overall aesthetic.
It's exquisite on the inside. The architecture, the design, it really is amazing.
And it doesn't hurt to have a dining hall that looks straight out of a Harry Potter movie.
And so when I tell people about where we are and what's going on down here, they're like, wow, I kind of saw something going on, but I didn't really know, what all that was.
While it still may not look like much from the freeway,
Push, 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 good.
little by little, sip by sip, a new neighborhood is taking shape in Post Falls.
So also coming to the Millworks neighborhood pretty soon is a new restaurant called Encanto. A new hotel is being built, and the neighborhood also has plans to have a farmer's market. But for now, live in the newsroom, I'm Brandon T. Johns.
Well, the Washington State women's basketball WBIT run came to an end last night in a heartbreaking loss to Illinois. While the Cougs made it to the semifinal, they just did not have an answer to the Fighting Illini's quick offense. Illinois will now move on to take on Villanova in the WBIT championship game on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. And the hits just keep on coming for the Washington State men's basketball program. Joseph Yasofu has entered the transfer portal. The guard played in just 6 games for the Cougs last year before going down with a season-ending hip injury. He averaged just over 6 points a game. That's now 8 players from last year's team who have entered the transfer portal. And the search for the Cougs' next men's head basketball coach is heating up. Multiple media outlets are now reporting that WSU has offered the gig to Montana State head coach Matt Logie. The Washington native is reportedly considering an extension with Montana State. Logie just wrapped up his first season with the Bobcats, leading the program to a Big Sky Conference tournament title and a berth in the NCAA tournament.
The time now is 6:08. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Some good news for concert lovers. The Smashing Pumpkins are returning to Northern Quest this fall, so they will perform on Tuesday, September 24th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., and you can find a link to that on our website, KREM.com. Covering North Idaho this morning, state officials are increasing efforts to fight distracted driving this month. April is actually Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So ISP is teaming up with the Office of Highway Safety and the Idaho Transportation Department to enforce the importance of engaged driving. Idaho State Police say in 2022, there were nearly 5,000 crashes caused by distracted driving. 34 people died because of those crashes. New numbers this morning show since 1950, 61 WashDOT employees have died in work zones. Today, the agency will hold a workers' memorial to honor them and remind everyone about the importance of work zone safety. Governor Jay Inslee is expected to speak at the event. This morning, we've learned an avalanche on Mount St. Helens killed a snowboarder. The Northwest Avalanche Center says it happened on Friday after the snowboarder reached the volcano's peak. The center says the man caused an overhanging mass of hardened snow to collapse and he fell into the crater. We are still waiting to find out the name of the snowboarder. That is a look at your morning rush.
For this Tuesday, it's going to be a beautiful day overall. Sunny skies and temperatures getting close to that 70-degree mark. Anything that we're seeing on satellite for today, like yesterday, is just high-level cloud cover, likely cirrocumulus clouds, which pop up quite vividly there in northern Washington, but the sun's going to cut right through that, no problem. So we'll call for an overall sunny day today with temperatures, there they are, well into the 70s, and if not there, 60s for the rest of eastern Washington and North Idaho. Though today will be our warmest remaining day this week, cold front arrives tonight, and that does pretty swiftly knock those temperatures back down to the 50s starting tomorrow with some rain shower chances. And coming up, I'll go into detail over how widespread or scattered those shower chances will be once we get there tomorrow.